All right, welcome back to Mildly Infuriating. I almost just ran over my headphone cable just to start the video, which would have been very, very topical given the subreddit we're on. Again, do not adjust your monitor when you're not in a YouTube video right now. Well, this is a YouTube video, but this thing down here, it's part of the subreddit. Bear with me. Also my spinning cursor, which has been here. It's been a mainstay since the very beginning. Well, let's begin with number 19. Every gosh darn time I try to peel open one of these. How have I not? Have we seen this on here before? I don't know, but if we haven't, I don't know how I haven't thought to post it on here, because why? Why does that always, it happens every time. It happens every time, and then you just take your finger and you're like, okay, cool, boop. And I'll admit, it's kind of a satisfying, like when you poke through, especially if there was a bit of pressure built up in there, it kind of does a little pop. And I like that part, but also there's gotta be one main company that produces these specific plastic lids or the sealants. And whoever you are, you suck at the one thing you do. You're probably the only ones out there who do this. You have a patent on it and you suck at it. How do you suck so badly that it rips the seal in half on something that's like 1/10 of a millimeter thin? You had one job. Whenever this happens, I've been married almost 10 years and I don't think I have that kind of commitment. I think it's more than commitment. It's something else, something scary, obsession. It's beyond that, addiction, beyond that, something. Bingo. Well, now I care less about the word this person used that was apparently on point, and more about what is this? Okay, 15,000 points. I've been married almost 10. What's the context? Can I get a context on this? Because I'm like, okay, what kind of commitment are we talking about if someone who's been married for 10 years is not ready to do this? Well, it actually said, thank you. Don't appreciate that at all. There's no way that on Mildly Infuriating I'm actually gonna get a thing. Nope, we're never gonna find the answer to this, and we'll remain infuriated forever. The two ends of the red line. You can't do that. You have to choose. You can't have it both ways. You can't be this indecisive. You can't make the red line go with the angle of the smoke on one side and then just do the perpendicular on the other side. You got to choose. Is it a rectangle or a parallelogram? It's not a parallelotangle, okay? That word does not exist for a reason, because it just sounds like a tangled parallelogram, which sounds like a shape that is existing in permanent agony, because that is a shape in permanent agony right there, okay? It doesn't know what it wants to be, and that's sad for it. Who else gets annoyed by those weird thank you speeches people put in the edit sections to thank everyone for their upvotes like they're accepting the damn Nobel Prize? Anyone else get annoyed by this kind of comment? Mildly interesting comment. 10 words max. Edit. Whoa, it's really blew up. Thanks for all the upvotes, everyone. Appreciate it. It's been on Reddit a long time. Never thought that it would happen to me. Feels like a dream. Can't pass the opportunity to humble brag, milk a few more upvotes for my unoriginal comment. I'd like to thank all my family and friends, my new fan base, for all their support. Also, make sure to peep my SoundCloud for all of my new SoundCloud mixtape projects. Go listen to it. And also follow me on this Twitter. If you're already here, follow me on Twitter and do all of that. And also go to amazon.com/shop/CaptainSparklez so you can get all the things that I consume and all my other YouTube channels and just all the things that I can possibly promote here. You know, everyone wants to be the next SoundCloud rapper sensation because it can happen to anyone. This does happen, though, on Reddit. There'll always be like, edit, whoa, dude, this got a lot of upvotes. Yeah, it did. Cool. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. There was one left. It was nothing but chance. I'm so angry. That's a bummer. You must have spent a whole bunch of time getting to that point. I have never had the patience to play the full-sized Minesweeper all the way through to the end. Oh, that dude, I'm so sorry. It really sucks. It really came down to just a 50-50 chance. But, you know, a 50-50 chance that didn't go in your favor isn't, I guess it's mildly infuriating. That's at the end, but you can't do anything about that. You did your best, and the world just had it out for you. Restaurants that serve cold butter causing the bread to break when you spread it. Yeah, it's just way too common for places to serve cold butter. It's a mark of a restaurant that truly cares about what they're doing when they serve butter that is properly temperature. All right. And sometimes it'll even be like, it'll still be cold, but it'll be done in such a way that it still spreads really nicely. We're not talking about like that grocery store cold spreadable butter that's marketed like that in the package. We're talking some real nice, like hand churned, salted. Just like, it's so good, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. There's nothing worse than getting the bread and being like, oh, I'm so ready for this bread. Because it's like you still have a little bit more to wait until you get your food, but this is going to hold you over and it's going to be good because it's bread. And then you're like, oh, I'm so glad to put the butter. I can't put the butter. I can't put the butter on the bread. What am I supposed to do? Just put the freaking square slap the square of butter on the bread and then just take the square of butter and just bite that square of butter, not evenly spread? No, thank you. Oh, thank goodness. I was beginning to think they were never going to put up Christmas stuff. Are we to assume that this was taken like in the present day, Christmas in July? Because if so, then yeah, it's a bit overkill. I tend to think even when it starts going up right after Thanksgiving, when it's still in November, it's a little overkill. But I've had people get upset with me for making that comment. They're like, no, it is Christmas. As soon as Thanksgiving ends, those Christmas decorations are going up. And how dare you belittle the Christmas spirit? And I'm like, whoa, okay, but it's a month, all right? It's a month. I'm the kind of person who just doesn't buy gifts, really. And also, like, it would be like a week. And a week before for me is like, all right, that's about time. We can start focusing on this when it's a week in advance. 6 months in advance, maybe it's a joke. But also, maybe this is just a Christmas store. Because look, like, it's all these Christmas paintings, and this is Christmas stuff, and it's maybe just a Christmas store or a holiday store. Like, they just carry it year round. You're never going to be out of luck. You can always find something whenever you need it. Spending $50 on this at Six Flags. Yeah, it's the way it is when it comes to theme parks. Yeah, I bet you each of those bottles of water were $5 a piece. This is probably $6 here. The burger and fries probably like $15 a piece. You added some onion rings. You got 3 of them for an extra like $5 a piece. So actually that went over $50. So you got a deal somewhere in there. Actually, it's probably 15, 5, 6 tax. That makes 50. Yeah, it sounds about right. Even though it's so weird because you would think that they would want to just give you a deal. A, the food is cheap. B, you've already bought admission to the park. C, you're probably going to buy a lot of candy and sweets anyway from the little booth vendor things. So it's like, just give you a deal on food. But they know people are going to pay for it, so why not take the money, you know? This building's towers. This building can eat... Oh, this is UCLA, isn't it? Los Angeles, Wednesday at 12:06 p.m. So this is perhaps fairly recent. Yeah, this is funny. This is like a really prominent building at UCLA, I think. And I've never noticed that about it before. Why did they do that? I wonder if there was like a renovation or something, and maybe whatever the original thing was, the city wouldn't permit it to be rebuilt the same way, or the architect just wanted to work with people. It's also very possible. Press any button. 4th floor. 3rd floor. Wait, how do you even pronounce the Seth floor? 4th floor. Y'all, they just like, shoot, we forgot to order the different suffixes for the different type. We forgot about that. You don't just add the same thing after every letter, which is kind of obnoxious when you think about it. It'd be so much more convenient if you just added the same suffix. But you could, you know what the easiest workaround to this would have been? Just get rid of this here. Just get rid of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and just say floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4. Why do you need both? 4th floor 4. This is the 4th instance of floor 4? I don't understand. Cheeseburger. None of that looks good at all. Like, if the lack of cheese is what is most concerning to you, you're missing the bigger picture here. Maybe it's like a warning. You know, this strip of cheese makes the whole thing kind of look like a do not consume. Is that a school lunch cafeteria? Because that's what it looks like. And nothing about that looks really adequate for human consumption at all. This is gonna get a no from me on that one. I honestly think they're doing you a favor. Finally, someone made a statue of this. I don't know if the statue is like mildly infuriating, but yes, the headphones, we've been over the fact that like it's a well-known fact that when you put headphones in a pocket, they actually, it's like Toy Story, they grow a mind of their own and they do their best to tangle themselves as much as possible immediately. You could have them wrapped perfectly, you stick them in a pocket, you've done nothing, you haven't moved, you stood completely still for 30 seconds, you pull them out, they're gonna be completely tangled and you're out of luck. It's an interesting statue though. It's like someone just took a piece of rebar and was like, let me just bend this into as many different tangles as I can and then have the city pay me millions of dollars to install it at the park. It's a good business model though, for real. Purple dots to complete screen cancer in about 10 hours. Oh God, that sucks so much. Oh, that's a bummer. It's like you just see the onset and you're like, well, there's nothing I can do about this. It's getting worse. Please, it was a tiny thing. Why did it need to continue? It's like when I started getting my little stretch mark things under my arm right here. It's was a little kind of reddish, purplish just a tiny little thing. And I was like, what is this? Oh wait, it kind of looks like, it resembles a stretch mark, but I'd only ever seen ones that had already, scarred over and all that, so they blended in more. And I'm like, what? And then it just grows a little more. And then it just keeps going. It just keeps going. And now I don't think it's expanded for a little while, but it's big now and it's obnoxious and it's gonna be there forever. And people watching, you're like, no, you put on the cocoa butter. And so I'm like, I'm doing that. I did that. That's all you can do though. And it just reminds me of the inevitability of the spread of this, and it's disappointing. This guy trying to stow his bag. Oh God, I saw this gif. It's like, dude, you're a dog trying to, holding a big 2x4, trying to walk through a doorway, when all you need to do is turn the thing sideways. But it's like, oh, it's a cute dog. It doesn't realize that all it has to do is turn sideways. You're a human. How have you not realized how to... Jesus, how have you not realized? How are you, why are you like this? Also, the people who put their baggage into the overhead stove, and it'll be like a bag that lengthwise, it can fit in the long way, like this, but they'll put it sideways. And so it's taking up a bunch of space, but then there's just a bunch of room in front of it to where it's like, you could just turn it around, then you leave so much more space for other people. Why don't you do it that way? Be considerate of other people. I think more about this than probably you should, just because my core tenet in life is to not be a burden on others. So I think about it probably too much, but you can have a happy medium in there. You don't have to be me, but you don't have to be that guy. Server came and took his plate while he was still eating. Like, I was done, but I guess you needed that? You guys run out of plates? And you're like, he looks pretty much close to done. He hasn't really actually put the burger down the whole time, which is how I eat a burger, at a nice place where it's real messy and dripping all over. Once I've picked it up, well, I cut it in half first off, but once that half is in my hand, it's in my hand. It's never going back down. Otherwise, as soon as I put it back down, it's going to crumble and fall apart. So it's like, once you start it, you have committed. And the waiter probably saw that and is like, all right, he doesn't need the plate anymore. It'll just drip all over the napkin and table. And I'm like, all right, well, you guys definitely didn't run out of plates. You didn't have to do that. 3 people, 12 seats. Oh God, more awful airports. And you're barefoot. I don't know what's worse. I don't know if the shoes are worse or if the bare feet is worse. Yes, I walk around barefoot in my house, but that's my house. But I don't want your feet all over the... Also, it's kind of, just everything is weird about this. And you're taking up all the spaces. This is why they put armrests in between, so people can't do this. The armrests are not for your comfort. It's for everyone else's comfort, so you don't take up all the chairs. And then people also just put their bags on the chair next to them. It's like, there's not that many seats to go around here at the gate, okay? Why did you put your bag in the seat? Your bag does not trump me as a human in getting this seat. Stop it. When you get lost thanks to Google Assistant, remember this location. Okay, I'll remember that. What did I ask you to remember? I remember you told me this location. Remember the phrase, this location. It's not really mildly infuriating. It doesn't understand the syntax and it interprets it another way. If you say, remember, I don't know, remember, and then you say a phone number, then it's going to take that as, okay, remember just the plain text of whatever is said after the word remember. It's not going to take the next phrase and associate that phrase with, oh, this location, meaning let me access my GPS, find the lat long, and then store that so that it's prompted next time. I don't really think it's Google Assistant's fault. It's the syntax. I'm sure there's a way to do it. It's just not that. Biggest letdown I've had in a while, to be honest. Whoa, wow. These people only care ever about someone buying their product once and never again. Jeez. Mega marker, 150 pieces. Also, it's just a moat around the center. You don't get the interior, it's just you get a moat of markers. We could have done this in a smaller container, saved more packaging, been less misleading. It just wouldn't have been as exciting of a large package for you to look at. That's some next level asshole design, crappy design, mildly infuriating, extremely infuriating. You'd think, like, where did all the markers go? Were they stolen? Someone replace it with a haha, you have been duped paper in the middle? Well, that's it for the last month of mildly infuriating. I hope you have not enjoyed. Make sure to like if you have not enjoyed, subscribe if you're not already, and if you want to listen to the music playing in the background, link is in the outro over on Mirror Music. I'll see you next time.